Well, good morning. It's another miserable day here. The rain is falling and there's a bit of a wind blowing, but the only downside is the light's not very good, so I've got the electric lights on. It'll be a bit orange today. So I've done a little bit more painting on the Ancient Britain project, and I thought I'd show off what I've managed to complete. So I'll turn the camera around and show you where we are. These are my Ancient British Light Cavalry. Two of them I'd started to paint when I originally did the project, but I tried a different technique and I really didn't like it, so they've been sitting sort of half painted in the box for decades. So I got them out, put them in the Dettol, and after a week or 10 days I gave them a good clean, and I've painted them up again now. I was particularly happy with the way the horses were going, but I had a bit of a basic error. I finished painting them, I mounted the riders, and I decided that I would do the varnishing of them, and I must have got distracted because I left a bit too much varnish in a couple of places on one or two of the horses, and that ended up with bubbles appearing in the varnish. And I must admit, I went to bed last night wondering if I could leave them like this or whether I have to put them back in the Dettol, but I think they're okay. I'll point it out to you in a minute. Principally it was this horse here, this second horse with a lifted head, and across the front of the bridle there were lots of little bubbles. I think I've decided he can stay, but if it does irritate me a lot over the next couple of weeks or so, I might end up putting him in the Dettol anyway and starting again, but I think we're okay. I've also used this as an opportunity to test out the basing I'm going to use for the whole army. Sort of combination of stony ground and sort of light grass. It's fairly typical for me, the way I base stuff. The main differences I use are in how dark the base coat is and how dark the grass is. This being Britain, the grass is green, it's not going to be burnt, and the earth is a darker colour than I would use for, say, Mediterranean type soil. I'll put a couple of stills at the end so you can see a bit better what they look like. Right, so I finished those, and now I'll just change these around and show you some slingers. So these are the slingers I've just completed. The two on the right were among the originals I painted, so all I've done with those really is rebase them in the new way. The two on the left are new paints added to the army, and you can see a little bit difference in the way that I've painted them over the years. The two on the right have distinctly pinker flesh than the two on the left, where I've started to move towards a more sort of browny colour. I've also been a bit more ambitious with the trousers on the new paints. I must admit, part way through I was thinking, why couldn't I just go on with the old-fashioned single colour? But now they're finished, I'm quite pleased with them. I was hoping to add a further two bases, but when I came to look at the figures, I found that what I thought were Ancient Britons were actually Dark Age slingers, so I couldn't complete those. It's funny, you don't notice things until you actually get to the stage of putting paint on, and then what was not obvious becomes blindingly obvious. I find that I also have problems with some of the little spidery threads that come with some of these figures. No matter how much I look at them and sort of file them or sand them, there is always at least one I've missed on every model. It could be coming from a finger, it could be coming from the tip of the toes, it could be coming from a hand. They kind of wrap themselves flat sometimes, and you can't always, well, I can't always see that they are not part of the moulding until I've kind of really got up close to them. That's frustrating as well. Anyway, that's it for today. I'll put some stills on and say thank you for watching, and I hope you join me again next time. Bye.